So this is the second video where we are testing essentially an applesauce consistency seamos gel in soap. And so the first time we did it with the lye, we put the seamos directly into the lye. The second time now we're going to be doing it in the soaping oils themselves. And so we're going to be talking more about temperature, more about the problems with actually, blending your seamos in the right consistency and what problems I think you're going to get if you put too much water into it. We're going to be talking about other stuff. I'll tell you more about all of that in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And as I said, you were here for video number 2 before we do some tests on some seamos soaps that I've been experimenting with and really playing around with. Now, in yesterday's video, we did use 3 ounces of the seamos gel into the lye water. And so we're going to keep that consistent and also use 3 ounces of the seamos gel into the soaping oils. Now, with this though, this particular batch, it's a 1 dozen, bar batch of soap. And so it's 38 ounces of oils within all of this. And so really, realistically, what we're looking at as far as the inclusion of the seamos, it's about 8%. And everything that I've seen online does suggest that you should be soaping this at a much lower percentage. People have said max 3 to 5%. And so I think I'm onto something with why I think this is going weird. But we're going to see if it goes less weird within the soaping oils for this video. So let's get to the video, talk about all the things that I said I'm going to talk about, cross our fingers that I managed to do all of that, and, recap at the end, and I can say more things. Okay, so take 2, really. We are going to try this again, the seamos applesauce gel again. And this time we are going to go ahead and incorporate the seamos gel itself into the oils. Now the oils have been heated up. They are around 100 degrees or so. Again, this is my basic 3 blend. So basically equal parts of olive oil, coconut oil, and palm, 5% super fat, copious amounts of kaolin clay going into it, and 3 ounces of the seamos gel. I did not add any additional water and try to drain any of this or try to smooth any of this out, because I was sort of thinking that maybe putting it into the oils and mixing it in before we actually put the lye solution in, it might help out, because you got the stir stick in there and it has the blades and it might chop some of the stuff up as well. And so I didn't really adjust the water content with any of this. The reason why I didn't put more water in was because I was concerned about it being overly hydrated, because I do think that that's why I was dealing with the problems with the weeping for the first soap that we, just did yesterday or whenever this goes out. And so that would be my first suggestion, that in troubleshooting seamos would be to reduce the amount of water actually. So that's what I'm going to do for the next batch, is take down the amount of water that I use. I generally don't, oh gosh, see, look at that. That looks so not happy. My oils do not like that seamos at all, which makes sense, because I mean, why would the seamos actually, mix in and incorporate with your oils? Because they don't really share enough of those properties to really matter. So yeah, there's going to be some weird chunky bits. But anyway, so with this, I was saying that the water solution, I think, is going to be really important. I think probably adding more water to the seamos gel during the blending stage would definitely help break it down and get a smoother consistency. I do wonder about that though, like how much of it is just like water at that point. So regardless, I would say that if I were to do this again and put 3 ounces of this particular gel into the lye solution, which I might end up doing. I might do this again and try that. Anyway, I would subtract the 3 ounces of water from the overall formulation for the lye. Now, normally, again, I soap at 2.4 times water because I have all the clay, and it's a really good idea to soap with extra water when you're using a whole lot of clay within your formulations, because you're making a clay soap as opposed to just like putting clay in to anchor a scent. And it generally works. I always end up with really rock hard bars, very nice. The cure time is great, even at 2.4 times water. But for something like this, definitely, if I'm going to put it into the lye solution, I would remove that amount of water. If I'm not going to put it into the lye solution, I would still remove that amount of water and then incorporate the seamos gel into the oils or the batter. And at this point, I have now tried all 3 types, because I'm pretty sure that I incorporated it into the emulsified batter the very first time that I did a seamos soap, several months ago. And so it's all been done 3 different ways, all with kind of a chunky applesauce consistency. And I will just say, you guys had such good ideas already with the actual seamos and whatnot. A lot of you have recommended, actually pulverizing it, running it through a grinder. Great idea. Or apparently you can buy this already ground down to a pulp. So that's an idea as well. I love it. Thank you. So I definitely will be doing some of that, and probably not buying more powder because I have a lot of seamos at this point, but I can definitely run it through the grinder and see if that actually helps, because it is going to be important, as I said in the earlier video, for the cosmetics, because we don't want any chunky applesauce looking consistency going on in any of that. And this right here, you see this green? See how beautiful it is? Yeah, apparently it's 100% kaolin clay. That's what that is. Totally. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, honestly, that's what it says on the listing. And I was so shooketh that I bought all of them and was like, all right, well, let's see what actually comes with them. And yeah, no, according to all of their data pages and everything, they're claiming this is 100% kaolin clay, and it is dark. I guarantee you are not telling the truth. There's got to be a chromium green oxide in there. That, just based on that color, that's absolutely what it is. But anyway, so yeah, this is just kaolin clay. That's all I have. You got it. Always trust your gut with things like that. That doesn't make any kind of sense. But anyway, with this, it did take about the same amount of time to trace, I suppose, with this one. No real change in conditions in any of this either. Still soaping at the same temperatures, soaping the same temperatures, both of the soap itself and the room. And as we can see, still pretty schloopy there after all of the stuff. So yeah, it's not awesome. Somebody did have a good idea though of using fragrance oils, like you're accelerating fragrance oils into a scent or a recipe like this with the seamos, and it'll totally hit trace faster. I'm not mad at that. That's kind of smart, Anyway, let's go check out the cut of this. By the way, everything is being C-popped and gelled because that's what I do. Okay, and onto the cut. And as we can see, the sides of this, oh, they're much firmer already. Definitely no weeping going on in any of this. And obviously we have soda ash on the top, whatever. And it doesn't look as bad. None of these bars look as bad as the ones that we saw earlier, but we still do have some very interesting textures going on because of the seamos gel, being like applesauce. And so, yes, I am going to be working on both reducing the amount of water in the overall lye solution, as well as adding more of the water to the seamos gel to see if I can blend it down smoother for the next, attempts within all of this, and going from there. Now, I was talking about the minerals and everything a little bit before, and I really do think there is something at play here, because I have been mentioning the amount of minerals that exist within the seamos, and I really do think we're onto something regarding the minerals, much like what we're going to experience with, soap and soap scum from hard water and all of the jazz, because it contains minerals. And so I'm going to be talking about that in the members only when we do the pH tests, and why I think what I do with all of it, but I am pretty well, although I don't know, because, other people haven't reported these problems to me. I'm like the only person that's having issues with this. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm bad at things, don't ever come to me for all of the advice all of the time. I don't know everything there is to know. That's why I like this new format that we've been doing for year 4, because sometimes I learn with you. And sometimes you guys get to give me information that I don't have. And that's dope. So this particular soap, it does still look a little bit odd to me. And so I am going to pH test this anyway. I just like, pH in and of itself, it isn't a really good indicator of much of anything within a soap, but it does give me sort of a baseline as to what I can immediately rule out. And even though I know that I can reasonably rule out this is a lye heavy bar, just because of the composition of the seamos and the recipe and all the jazz, I am not comfortable just leaving it at that and not at least testing, to make sure that everything is okay and it's not actually, lye heavy. I don't know. Could have bad lye. So we will be testing those for members only, which I hope to get up today, but we're getting close to the end of the day and still got a lot to do. So it might be first thing tomorrow morning, but we will be doing that. And yes, we will be focusing on the minerals, more chit chat about that in the videos moving forward as we are continuing to fine tune the seamos as well as the percentage that we use. Because again, this is about 8%. I'm thinking probably lowering that is going to give you a more consistent success rate with your seamos soaps. So sometimes there is a reason for that 3 to 5% or, whatever arbitrary or things that I think are usually arbitrary numbers, and this might be one of those times. So we are going to be doing more testing and that's fun. And of course, once we are done with the soaps, we will be doing a lather test. So I'm planning on 2 soaps for tomorrow plus lather test. And then probably next week, 2 more cold process soaps for sure, because I'm playing around with the purple seamos to see if it retains its color, as well as trying to pulverize it, because I got to go do that right away, and then we'll do some lather tests on those guys. But for now, that's soap number 2. It doesn't look nearly as tragic as soap number 1, but still not what I want. Okay, so many things with this one. First up, that colorant, very interesting. That was a 100% kale and clay colorant to get that green. Totally reasonable, right? I think so too. It's absolutely. It's what I've seen, for sure. But second, it does look better than the previous soap. The soap that we used, the lye, solution, and put the seamos into that. It does look better, but it still doesn't look great. And so even though I said in the last video that I was not concerned with lye pockets or this being an overly lye heavy batch of soap, I did want to go ahead and test that anyway. And so that is what we will be doing in the members only video. We're going to do the pH tests for both of these soaps, both fresh and when they have cured up, for a number of weeks, and give my opinion on all of that within that video and why I think that I'm having some issues with all of it. And I think the more that, we go into this, this is where I'm at. And so I think it's pretty likely. So that's what we'll be doing for the members only. So Sudsers, be on the lookout for that. That would be awesome. For you guys, do you like the green? It's pretty cute, right? It's really cute. I would love it if you could send me your 100% kale and clay pictures that are that beautifully green. It's divine, for sure. But yes, I am out of here because I'm actually just filming this back to back so I could get 2 videos out in a day. And so the same amount of busy that I had to do, that was the same because that just happened for me. It's all a thing. Sudsers, thank you for existing, for being here. You guys are awesome. If it's still Thursday, I hope you guys are enjoying your Thursday. If it is not and it's Friday morning, I hope you have the best Friday ever. It's the last day of school if it is Friday for the kiddos, and they'll be on spring break for the next week. So that'll be fun. It'll be awesome. Get to have them around the shop. It'll be a good time. Yes. All the rest of you that exist, I'm supposed to tell you to like and subscribe and do those things. So I've checked all those boxes so people can, pat me on the head or back or something and tell me I did a good job. Awesome. But I am out of here. But I will see you guys all again tomorrow. Yes, for more soap content because we are doing 2 more soaps right away. Wherein I'm using the sea moss in a different way and thinning out some of that to see if we can get a better. It's all a thing. So I'll see you tomorrow for just you regular, like normal people that exist out there. But hopefully today, tonight, for the Sudsers, for another round of sea moss soapy fun. Bye.